Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Save Ice, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we are going to be talking about the new Modern Warfare Remastered update and what this could possibly mean for the future gameplay. So as a lot of you guys know, they are having a new event, and it's going to be a St. Patrick's Day themed event, and that's actually the day that I actually uploaded this video, on St. Patrick's Day. So that's pretty cool, I guess. And I've got to admit, this update looks pretty cool, and so does all the St. Patrick's stuff. And now at the depot they will have two different types of supply drops you can open: Operation Lion Strike supply drops, which will be those two, and I imagine that that's gonna disappear after 15 days, and the Operation Arctic Wolf supply drops, which we have been opening for the past pretty good while. So I imagine that they're gonna be doing this pretty often throughout the game's life cycle, and by the end of it we're probably gonna have at least 5 or 6 different types of supply drops we can open. And so they actually did say that this would be their first seasonal event, so it's pretty clear that they're going to be doing a lot more, probably around the 4th of July. They might have one, I'm not sure though, because you know, not everybody lives in the United States, and people in Australia would be like, well, where's our event and stuff like that. So the biggest things that they actually brought to the game were the new weapons, which I have none of, and they also brought a lot of new kits to the game. So the first weapon that I'm going to be going over is going to be the MAC-10. So as you can see, its stats are basically identical to that of the Mini Uzi, and it looks pretty much the same as the Mini Uzi. In fact, I actually think the Mini Uzi looks better than the MAC-10, and I almost do have the MAC-10. I just need to get this camo, which is pretty cool, and I'd like to have that even if I wasn't going to get the MAC-10. And so I think this may be the best weapon of the update. There's not really any telling for sure now. I've only seen the MAC-10 once since the update came out, somebody using it, and they killed me with it, and that's how I noticed that it was there. And the way that it shot, it was really good. The stability on it, you could have like the lowest fire rate in the game, and that's pretty much what it looked like. The red dot just stayed right on my chest when they shot at me. So the accuracy is better than that of the Mini Uzi, which is pretty good. Here, I'll just show you guys how much this gun actually kicks. I'll fire a whole mag. See, now that's why nobody uses the Mini Uzi, because this is barely like mid-range and it kicks that much. And it's not even very predictable recoil. So the Mini Uzi is not the best gun in the game. Some people do like it, but I don't really like it. So it's going to be a more accurate Mini Uzi and with less fire rate, because the Mini Uzi's got a lot of fire rate. The only semi-automatic, the only submachine gun in the game that actually had more fire rate than the Mini Uzi was the P90, and the P90 is pretty much just the gun that people will run around with when they want a lot of fire rate. So the MAC-10, I think that's actually going to be a very good gun, and probably the one that I will use most. So the second weapon that I'm going to be talking about is the PKM light machine gun. So the PKM light machine gun looks a lot like an RPD, and as you can see, it's going to have less damage and less fire rate than the RPD, but it will have more accuracy. and the RPD has pretty poor accuracy. I'll just show you guys here. See, it's jumping all over the place, so it's not that good from long range, but from like here I could keep my sights on somebody pretty well. So it's gonna be a more accurate RPD with less damage and less fire rate, and it looks a lot like an RPD. You can just barely tell the difference. And then the final weapon I'm going to be looking at is the D25S sniper rifle. When this was leaked, it was actually called the DMR-25 sniper rifle, and I guess they got pretty close with it. So this actually looks to me like an intervention from Modern Warfare 2, and Crode actually pointed that out when he first saw it, which was the same time that I first saw it. So it does remind me a lot of that, and it reminds me of a marksman rifle from Call of Duty Ghosts just by the way that it shoots. But it actually looks like, from a numerical standpoint, this is probably going to be the worst sniper on the game now, because the M21, its stats are one of the worst. It's not even a one-shot kill unless you hit somebody in the head, and the Dragunov has a lot more damage than that, and most people would say the Dragunov is the worst sniper on the game. So it looks like the DM25 is going to be a worse M21. I've actually used this weapon one time. This is the only one that I've used out of all the new weapons, and it was pretty good. I had an ACOG sight on it. Actually, a friend that I was playing with got killed, and I knew he was using it, so I went over to his dead body and picked it up. I didn't get any kills with it, because when I picked it up, I was playing Search and Destroy, and there was only one person left on the other team. They got killed almost immediately, but I did get to shoot it some, and it does seem pretty good, or at least it feels pretty good, and it feels pretty accurate, and it looks amazing. It probably looks better than the other two weapons, or at least for me it does. So for the second part that I'm going to be reviewing is that they have brought a lot of new weapon kits to the game. So first off, I'm going to be looking at the new assault rifle weapon kits. I'm actually just going to take my camo off while we're looking at that. So the first one is going to be the Irish. This looks awesome in my opinion. I mean, it's got that neon green looking camo, the white part, and then that orange part. They might take this out of the game once the seasonal event is over. I hope that they don't, because this is pretty cool, and if I do end up buying it for a monstrous 4,300 points, then I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if it actually does get taken out of the game. And the Stinger that was already in here, the Noob Tuber, it looks decent. I mean, it's not all that different from the original camo. It's just got the blue stuff on it in places, and it's kind of hard to read that, probably especially for you guys, because I'm playing on a big screen. But you can see where it says changing handle, and it's putting arrows to the safety and stuff. And I'm actually gonna put a grenade launcher and see if that will do anything. Nope, it doesn't really change it except for the barrel. But so that camo, I think it'll be, or this kit, it'll just be like a funny kit to have. And the Mastercraft, this looks a lot like an AK-47 to me. Maybe it's just because of the wooden colored, but it doesn't look bad. It's actually pretty cool. The Battle Worn we already had, and the Challenger. This, it looks like it's almost futuristic. Here, I'm going to look at it for this weapon too. Yeah, it makes the weapons look futuristic. They don't look bad. by any means, but they just look futuristic, almost like something you would see in Infinite Warfare. But I mean, it's still pretty cool. Okay, so now for the submachine gun camos, or the kits. So whiteout we already had, reactive we did not have, and that again looks futuristic. I guess they're probably gonna pull the butt of this gun out when you're actually in battle. Maybe when you spawn in, they'll just pull it out. And then it looks like a laser sight is on it. I'm not sure if that's actually gonna be functional in game or not. And then the Kingpin, it looks like the SAR camo for the light machine guns that we got in the last update. That's pretty much what it reminds me of. The Venom camo, this looks pretty sick with the neon green and all. And then you've got the battle scarred camo, which we already had. And now for the sniper rifles. Pride we already had, Huntsman we already had, Killshot, this reminds me a lot of the Assassin kit. It looks really, really cool, and I would love to have that. It does look pretty cool, but that's just a side-by-side comparison. Wait, that's the same thing, it's just different colors. So yeah, I guess this is just gonna be the Assassin structure with different colors on it. And then the chalk, that looks pretty cool. I like the blue. Well, I guess it's pretty much all blue, but still, that looks pretty cool. And now for the light machine guns, Odin we already had. War Torn, I'm not sure if we had this or not, but it does look pretty cool either way. And then the Titanium, the Warfighter, which I've got, we already had that. The Ultraviolet, this looks amazing. I'm almost certainly gonna get that. Ooh, and I've already got the most expensive part of it, so I've just gotta buy these. So I'm probably gonna have that, and then the Tsar camo. And now on to shotguns. I'll just put one in my class there. We've got this camo, which is like a Grim Reaper. We already had that. The Lawman kit, I kind of think that we already did have this, but that looks pretty cool. The Frag, this is new, and this is really cool. It's got blood and stuff on it. I think that'll look really cool in battle. The Competitor, I guess this is another one of those futuristic looking camos. That's what it looks like to me, a futuristic one. And Pigpen, which is basically just muddy. This might actually make a very good camouflage if you care about that at all. But if you're running around with a shotgun, it's not really going to matter because you're probably going to be moving and all. So those are the new kits in the game, and we've got tons of different camos in the Operation Lion Strike. I'm not going to go through all of those because it's just too much. And then characters, we have a lot of new characters. Actually, I haven't looked at a lot of these, but I don't think any of them are going to be like the ones from Operation Arctic Wolf, where they can, like this one and this one, where they'll actually take off that black mask that they're wearing. And then we've got lots of different combat uniforms that just came to the game. Combat uniforms, I couldn't tell which one you were wearing, and I don't really think it makes too much of a difference. Calling cards, we've definitely got a lot of those. I'm not sure exactly. Well, I guess we've got 60 calling cards, and some of these do look pretty cool. Like this one, I saw somebody with this calling card, and it would look pretty cool if you got like a final kill with a 44 Magnum or something like that, and then you had this calling card. The theme would kind of go with it. And then emblems, we've got quite a few new emblems. I guess I got that in a supply drop, but I guess that's going to go along with the Mac 10. Oh no, I actually probably bought that when I was trying to get the Mac 10. But we've got that, and we've got a bunch of new emblems. So if you guys do like the different calling cards and emblems and characters, that might be pretty cool for you, but I don't really care that much about it. And then of course we do have the new map Daybreak, which is just going to be a Downpour remake. It's just Irish themed with green grass and all. And there's a lot of Easter eggs on that map with pots of gold that you can find and leprechauns that are generally basically right beside of all the pots of gold. And the tractors in that game are actually green now, and that map will probably actually disappear when they get out of the seasonal event. And then one thing that I did want to point out is that we actually have Captain Graves as a character that you can get now. I kind of don't like that they put the face paint on him, because if I didn't know that that was supposed to be Captain Graves, I probably wouldn't actually notice it. But I think that you will not be able to unlock this character after the event ends, so you better hurry but if you want him, because you've only got about 2 weeks. And then you've got this guy is basically the Banff character, except he's a leprechaun with the green bandana and like a red beard and all, so that's pretty cool. But so that's everything in the new update basically, and I hope that you guys did enjoy the video and learn a lot about the update, especially if you still haven't played it yet for whatever reason. But so thanks for watching, guys.
Goes on trips for the scenery.